not enough beer yet, apparently. Hi boys! Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. I'm Navy Dad. This is Rusted Bolt's Garage, and today is July 4th. Happy 4th of July, y'all. Okay, today, this is part one in the new series I'd like to call the domino effect. Because when you, or maybe it should be if you give the mouse a cookie. That might be better. We'll just call it the domino effect. This is part one. So we got a ton of crap about to happen to this old truck, and kind of one thing leads to another, and it's like everything. So anyway, this is part one. And this happened because the rear tail light on the driver's side kept flaking out. And of course, it's always the ground wire. Always the ground wire. Of course it's always the ground wire. It's always the ground wire. And the ground wire was bad, of course, in the socket. And I tried to fix it multiple times. And I was like, okay, I can cut it out, put a new one in. No, let's just get a whole freaking new harness and put the new harness in. Well, if we're gonna get a new harness, then probably need to get new taillights, because taillights are, 27 model years old and they look like shit. And they're not bright. And well, if we're gonna do that, then maybe we need to upgrade the taillights and make them work better and go ahead and put some LEDs in there. Yeah, so that's what we did. Modern style taillights. That's right. And not only are we going to do that, we're going to put LEDs in them, and we are going to rewire it so that both lights come on when you hit your brakes and when you use your turn signals. More like a modern truck today. And not only that, it's just a safety factor. I mean, wait till you see my lights. They're just bad. But this will kind of modernize it, give you a whole new look, and again, a lot more safety, not only in the day, but at night, of course, too. But mainly the daytime is when you really need it. You got to be able to see what the hell the lights are doing, right? So, now, here's the fun part. You can do this whole thing for under $100. I'll put the links all below in the description. We're 86 bucks on Amazon. Now, they come with bulbs, so if you want to keep your standard bulbs, you can do that. That's no biggie. But obviously, we got to upgrade them to LED, right? Now, if you follow along with Old Blue, you know that I've already upgraded most of the lights in this truck to LEDs. I just never got around to doing the tail lights because, well, they sucked. So anyway, and change out and put digital flashers in both the four-way flashers, of course, and then your regular turn signals, and you will not have hyper flash. So I'll put the links there. They're really cheap too. So anyway, I'll show you how I did it for under $100. Now it's going to cost you a little bit more than that if you want to go with LEDs. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so this all becomes about safety, really. And I know it's daytime and it's kind of bright out here, but that's the point. You can see lights at night. Daytime is where you got a problem. So these are the original OE taillights on this truck. So they are, what, 27 model years old and 216,000 miles on it. And I don't think this truck has ever been in a garage, and it's been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area its entire life. So this now becomes a safety issue. Circuit board design doesn't allow you to upgrade these lights very easily. And I'll show you why in a few minutes. But the inside of the housings are wore out. The reflectors are dirty. It's a hazard now. And that's why I'm not showing you these at night, because that's not the important part. It's daytime. So let me turn on the actual tail lights. So very little change, right? Exactly. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the hazard, which of course would be like a turn signal, or as bright as the brake light would get. As you can see, that's kind of garbage. Now I'm going to show you how to upgrade these, become much more modern. And again, this is all about safety. It really is. Okay, so removing these taillights is super simple. You got two Phillips head screws. Okay, and then you just kind of rotate them out like this. And there's a couple of little tabs. Pop them out like that. I'll show you a second. If you haven't done this before, obviously you have. Probably changed the bulb. Then you want to unclip the harness from there. These tabs, be careful you don't break them. And they rotate in right here and here. Alright, so now let's take these things apart. I'll show you why we can't upgrade them. Okay, so you've got the circuit board back here is held on by two, 7mm, I think. Okay, so then you're going to remove the circuit board. And this is an actual circuit board. So it's not, you know, individual plugged lights, which is kind of a bummer because it leads itself not to be upgradable and make them more like a modern truck light today. So basically you've got a circuit board here, right? So you can't gang the lights together or anything like that in here unless you want to take that thing apart and resolder everything. But it's an actual circuit board, if you can see these lines in here. So who wants to do that? Well, I found a solution and they're really cool. So let's go check that out. Okay, sorry, I kind of already pre-opened the box, but so pretend we're doing a full unboxing here. But here is a good part, made in Taiwan. Now, why is that important? Okay, well, if you've ever seen Back to the Future, the original one, remember when Marty McFly first saw Doc Brown and he whipped out his JVC camcorder and he said, "Made in Japan." Yeah, Doc, all the good stuff is made in Japan. Well, obviously all the good stuff is still made in Japan, it's just more expensive today. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, the good stuff is made in Taiwan, not China. Although there is some good stuff coming from China these days, but pretty much when you see this, you pretty much guaranteed it's going to be a good product. Okay, now, one thing I wanted to do, I wanted to modernize like modern Chevrolet pickup or a GMC, that type of thing. Because some of the taillights out there, like these, or this one, oh my God, they're just flat ugly. And I apologize if you have that on your GMT400, but yeah, they're ugly. Get rid of them. Sorry. So, these, pretty dang cool. And they kind of look like, similar to like a 2014-18 Chevrolet pickup. Clear, modern, good looking lights. Nice, bright backup light. Look at that. I mean, the dinky little backup lights from the factory, taillights at GMT400, they're completely useless. But this is really quite nice. Now, here's something else that's really cool that lends itself to an upgrade. No circuit board. Classic style plugs. That's right. Now, what does this mean? Well, and I'll show you how to do it very inexpensively, is upgrade it so that both these lights work. When you hit your brakes, instead of one light coming on, both of them going to come on. And when you hit your turn signal, both of them are going to come on. Now, again, this is a safety thing. I mean, this is, let's face it, there's a lot more traffic on the road these days, and these old worn out lights, they're not good. You can't freaking see in the day or the night. But this will modernize it, much brighter, and it's going to bring it into the 21st century. So let's see how to do that, shall we? All right, so now here's where the fun begins. Lower light is the actual stop and turn light, and then the upper one is just a driving light. So what we intend on doing is making them do both jobs. And how you do that is this little guy. This is a Dorman replacement socket for GM vehicles. It is, I'll put all the part numbers down here, but now here's one thing that it doesn't come with any color coding, but it is lettered, and of course all the GM vehicles are actually physically lettered with all the sockets if you look at the manuals and stuff. So you've got A, B, and G, and of course G is ground, and then B is your just your driving light, and then A is your turn signal and brake light. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to splice it in. Now, warning. So there should be a warning right here. Okay, you are about to kill the warranty on this. So if you do this, make sure you understand the warranty is gone. You're done. So if you break them, if they leak or whatever, the warranty's expired. So get this guy off. And here we go. Are you ready? There goes. We're going to expire that warranty. That's right. All right. So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it right about there. Give yourself a little extra room than you think you need. And I'm about to make Sean my buddy Sean just squirm a little bit right now. Sean, I can get used butt connectors. So I can't solder for shit. And these are naked butt connectors. So these are actually physically longer. If you can see these. This is physically longer than those cheapy shit blue ones that you can buy at Advanced Auto Rallies. And I bought these at Alltex Computers. And I like these. And if you do a butt connector correctly and it's in a situation where it's not going to get pulled or stretched or anything like that, they're just fine. I know Sean is squirming right now, but they are. So we're going to go ahead and get these done up real quick. Okay, if you can see that, but there is a seam on the back of these. You do not want to crimp the seam side. Crimp the top side like that. And make sure they're good, crimp, but don't split them, tear, or anything like that. And that's not going anywhere. That's good and solid. Next up is I have to tap into the green wire. And I wouldn't pay attention to the wire colors because who knows, they could actually change. So I'm not going to tell you the colors. It's just that you're going to be using the socket identifiers. It's like A, B, and G. Okay, so next up, and I think Sean actually approves of these. I believe these are Sean approved. And that's these little guys. So if you don't have to cut a wire, why do it? And I've never had these fail, and I've used these for years and years and years. Okay, now we're ready to test. These are Sylvania, I think, Zevo or something like that. But the reason I chose these is because over other stuff that's on like Amazon is because you can buy these at any Advanced Auto Rallies. They sell them in the bulb department now, and a lot of these are used with modern cars, so you can get them anywhere. They cost a little bit more than going on Amazon and buying some of the Chinese crap, but I really think these are a better bulb. Now also in this situation, which is something you couldn't do with incandescent bulbs back in the day, is you want to use, especially on a clear light like this, you want to use actual red bulbs. Don't use white, because if you use them, it's going to give off a pinkish tint to it, and it doesn't look good. So use the red bulbs. So that's what we've got here. And also, what you want to do, Sean approved, a little smile at this one, is you want to use dielectric grease. I know you go to Advanced Auto Rallies and then, you buy a bulb and they try and sell you a little pack of dielectric grease that's on the little thing. Buy the pack. It's like 50 cents or something like that, or buy a thing like this. It's just good insurance. So you've got a good, clean, watertight seal on your bulb. And it will, in the long run, make your bulbs last a little bit longer. Okay, so here's the first one. It's not fully installed because part of the reason why I had to do this, again, the domino effect. The right side has bad ground on the connector, and I've tried to fix it a couple of times and it's just flat wore out, so I'm replacing the harness, and I'm going to do that. And of course, if I'm replacing the harness, might as well replace the taillights. It's like if you give a mouse a cookie, your freaking domino falls. Anyway, so let's take a look. I know it's daytime, but that is the more important piece of this, is how the lights shine in the daytime so people see your freaking brake lights. Now we'll go ahead and hit the emergency flashers, and you're going to see that both lights work, as well as would the brake lights or the turn signals. There you go. Pretty dadgum good, huh? All right, now let's take a look at the backup light. Vast improvement, don't you think? That's going to be really nice, because I'll tell you what, ridiculous thing. Yeah, it was so dirty and clouded up in there. I mean, you couldn't see squat. Not only is this physically larger, but you put an LED in there, and that is going to be super nice. Okay, both lights in. Wiring harness is all hooked up. Look really good. I'll also put links to the flasher relay for the turn signals, and then the separate flasher relay for the emergency lights. Okay, so it's dark now. You can kind of see how bright the taillights are, I can't go out and drive it right now because, well, you know, the domino effect, right? And here it is with the turn signals on. Holy shit, these are really bright. Oh my god. But that's exactly what I wanted. So, there you go, like a modern vehicle. Now I gotta check out with the backup lights on. Okay, you can see the backup lights are really bright. This is awesome. And what's kind of cool is they curve around. So you've got basically side lighting too. So it's really pretty cool. Very unique for these old trucks, because you sure as hell didn't have that with the factory lights. Look at that. Nice spread of light. That, man, I can hardly wait to drive this thing. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that one, the first of our new series called Domino Effect, or I don't know, should I call it You Give Your Mouse a Cookie? Nah, already been done, right? The Domino Effect, yes. So anyway, of course, door hinges will be next, and then, you know, upgrading mirrors and power windows and power locks and painting the roof, because we're replacing the mirrors, so gotta paint the roof. Yeah, you'll follow along. Anyway, again, y'all have a safe 4th of July. I'm gonna go watch the neighborhood blow up some shit and drink a few beers and have some hot dogs. Yeah, there's a lot of beer in that refrigerator. Y'all take care, boys. You be safe. See you next time on the next Domino Effect.